What is the main reason behind bringing these verses of the Quran that we have presented? The main reason behind it is just to enlighten the Muslim and to open their eyes. And perhaps some who are non-Muslims like the Christians, they may try to understand with us some of the things we are saying concerning Jesus, the son of Mary. For instance, it is not permissible for Muslims to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. Why? This is for reasons. One, those who celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ believe they are celebrating the birth of their God or their Lord or the Son of God. So that is their belief. The Christians who celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ believe they are celebrating the birth of their God or the Son of their God. Whereas this is contrary to the beliefs of the Muslim. The Muslims do not believe that Jesus, as we have stated earlier, that Jesus is God or is Son of God. So if someone is celebrating the birth of a God he believes in, and we know that that person is not a God, why would we join such a person in celebrating? That will be a form of hypocrisy. So that will be a form of hypocrisy. So we are actually doing what is against our belief. So you can't force it into our throat. Just like you are free not to celebrate our own festival. So when we talk about religious tolerance, this is what people do not understand. So the fact that I stand on my belief and I uphold my belief and I don't allow anything to shake it does not mean that I am not tolerant. And this does not mean that I'm an extreme person. So we should try to define what religious tolerance is. So this is why Muslims do not celebrate Christmas. And in addition to that, this Christmas originally is not a Christian celebration. It was not a Christian celebration. It was a celebration known with the idol worshippers, the pure idol worshippers. It was later that it was introduced into Christianity and given the Christian coloration. So, and in Islam, anything that has the origin of paganism, even if it has been changed and given another coloration, we still maintain the status quo. That is, we do not go back. We still maintain the origin of that thing. The origin of Christmas is actually paganism. And a lot of Christians agree with us on this. And that is why you find some Christian denominations, they do not celebrate Christmas. At least, I don't know, I think I know of the Deeper Life, except if they have just started celebrating, like the Jehovah's Witness, the Seventh Adventist Church, and the others like that. So they do not celebrate Christmas because they believe is a pagan celebration, a pagan festival. But because Christianity was rampant, is the major religion in Europe and the likes, they spread Christmas to the world and people accepted it. And some people now, they are viewing it, through the angle of culture. You will see some Muslims, they will tell you it has become a cultural thing, it's no more religious. Who told you it's cultural? You are belying the reality. The reality is that this is still Christian celebration, gotten from the pagans. So in Islam, anything that comes from the pagan and has pagan origin, Islam does not accept it. Just like we see some Christians who are not accepting it, like the Deeper Life that I mentioned, they are not accepting it because they believe it came from pagan what? Origin. And the same thing Islam is saying. Anything that has pagan origin, any festivity that has pagan origin, we do not celebrate it in Islam. Islam does not forget history, especially when it has to do with idolatry practices. So we do not forget history. And thirdly, celebration and festivals in Islam is part of our religion, is part of our worship. So a Muslim does not invent a new celebration except with evidence. And that is why when our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he migrated to Medina, he found them, the people of Medina, who were predominantly Jewish, and the Muslims who had accepted Islam, he found them celebrating two kinds of festival. One of them happens to be at the beginning of the year, the one we refer to as New Year today. New Year festival celebration. So he told them that he ordered the Muslims to stop celebrating it, that Allah has replaced it for them with two other festivals. And that is the festivals of the Muslim. The one we do after fasting, we celebrate after fasting, and the one in the month of Zulhijjah where we slaughter animals. So these are our two festivals. The other festivals are null and void, have been cancelled. So I made mention that there is a man, I think I heard him talking in one of the mosques in my area here. So he was saying whatever festival happens, to be witnessed is for all of us. We have to celebrate any festival, as the Yoruba people will say, Odun to Baba Alai, Odun Wani. He was saying it, and this person is an imam. Subhanallah, he was encouraging the people to celebrate. He was telling them that during New Year, if you are a Christian, go to church and pray. If you are a Muslim, go to the mosque and pray. Subhanallah, this is not the belief of the Muslims. So we neither celebrate Christmas nor New Year. Why? Because they are both from pagan origin. That's one. Two, they are part of festivities that Islam has rules for. Islam does not recognize any other festival except the two that we know. So by celebrating it with them, it's like doing what Islam has made null and void. And thirdly, why would I be celebrating with you when you believe that you are celebrating the birth of your Lord and your personal Savior and the Son of God? Why I do not believe that is actually what you refer him to? So that will be hypocrisy on my part. That is, I'm celebrating what I do not actually believe in. So just because I want to satisfy you in the name of religious tolerance. No, this is not religious tolerance. This is hypocrisy. A lot of the Christians will not tolerate this from us. We know some of the Christians who will never greet us when we are celebrating. When we do not fight them, we believe that is their what? That is their belief. So when we do not greet you when you greet us, why do you have to fight us? You are the one who is intolerant. So the media will keep shouting religious tolerance, but there is hypocrisy in their call for religious tolerance. Just because a mosque plays Jesus is not God, you see how people got flamed up. That is to show that they are actually against your faith. So you too should not buy their faith. We are not talking about whether what the mosque has done, whether the right or wrong of it. But you could imagine the reaction. And a lot of them will come. You are together in a closed place on a bus, and they will start shouting to your hearing, accept Jesus as your Lord and personal Savior. You could imagine. Now you are forcing it to my throat. I don't have option because we are in a closed system on a bus, a public bus. And you keep shouting, I should accept Jesus as my Lord and my personal Savior, where I don't have option. Now, my mosque, in front of my mouth, I say, I do not believe that Jesus is God. Now, there is the shout, the cry all over the place. Why the double standard? Why the double standard? This is the problem we have. People will keep saying we are not tolerant, but they will force a lot of things in our throat. May Allah assist us. This is the reality. But we are only referring to our Muslim brethren, our Muslim brothers and sisters. If you are a Muslim, please know what you are doing. Islam encourages us to be good to other people, whether Muslims or non-Muslims. We should relate with them well. When we transact business, we should be truthful. We should not be unjust to them. We should not treat them badly. What belongs to them, we should not eat it unlawfully. All the good things Islam commands us to do. But when it comes to our religious affairs, Islam wants us to stand firm. So don't because of where you belong, then you now rubbish what Islam has brought. May Allah assist us. So we should not join them in celebrating. And if you join them, it's your cup of tea. Because we are only to explain to the people what the truth is. So accepting the truth is not upon us. So it's left to you. You are the one who will stand before your Lord on the day of Qiyamah. May Allah assist us. May Allah help us to understand His religion and help us to stand firm. Those who are longing to know the truth, may Allah open the door of the truth for them. Subhanakallah wa hamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka.